So just to give you an idea, I'm driving into town, and you could turn left there, go down to Indian Point along that road, and then you turn right where that river lot was. I drove down, had a look at it. I'm 67, so it's not quite as important to me to have that whole thing right. But anyway, it's built up, but not enough, I think, to cure all that. Okay, bye. Do it. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. You're dealing with two emotional people. Maybe. I don't know. Industrial for me. I drove all around to see what was what. I like it, but I don't like it a lot. Of course, it's wintertime, so you're gonna have a lot more buffer there. What I would do is I would put a nice big hedge around. I wouldn't spare the horses. I would put a hedge there. Oh my God, no. 4 years, you can burn yourself out. Burned out. Well, I'd just like you to find favorite places where I find my favorite places. Well, let's go in and lowball them. You know, it's not going to work with most people, but I'm not doing anything tonight, so let's just lowball them and see where we are. So take $20 a day for gas. Okay, so that's $100. There's $400 a month. Might as well buy the best house. Buy the worst house on the best block, they say. Oh, I think you've done that. You do that, you will have done that. I'm driving around roads looking for places for you today. That's what I do. It's further down. If you don't want to be further down, I don't know. So there's that, and that. Right. Today, and then I drove down some roads looking for you, because sometimes these sticks are for sale sign. They're usually overpriced because they don't know what they're doing, but whatever, I can correct them.
Willowbird Elementary School in Chateauguay, Quebec, performing their song Dream Child. That was produced through the Nui Jinan music program. That's it for this week's episode of Unreserved. Rosanna Deerchild will be back next week.
What?
This episode was produced by Zoe Tennant, Cal Musica, Stephanie Cram, and Anna Lazowski. Special thanks to Lucy Burke in Iqaluit and Mary Catherine McIntosh in Halifax this week. I'm Wabgisha Grace, coming at you from Nuswakamak, also known as Sudbury, Ontario. Thank you for listening to Unreserved on CBC Radio 1. Miigwech.
Cool.
This is CBC Radio 1, 90.5 FM in Halifax. In 2019, Winnipeg was once again named Slurpee Capital of the World, a title it has now held for 20 years. Graham Clark worships the icy nectar.
Slurping a Slurpee goes hand in hand with my favorite activity, loitering in a parking lot.
Winnipeg brain freezes make for capital comedy. On The Debaters with Steve Patterson. Tomorrow morning at 11:30, 3:30 p.m. in Newfoundland. And on the C.
Than any previous government, $1 billion. There's also money in this fiscal plan to cut corporate and small business taxes, as well as to help families struggling to put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. But it's not all about giving. The government is also taking. People who vape will pay more. There's a new tax on vaping products expected to raise roughly $2 million a year. Cigarette taxes are also going up 50 cents a pack. Department spending remains about the same as last year. Overall, the party in power is expecting to end the year with a $55 million surplus. But all the capital spending and the tax cuts will also drive up the province's debt. The net debt is forecast to rise starting this year and will increase every year over at least the next 3 years. Jean Ladar, CBC News at Province House.
The defense has wrapped up its case in the trial of Matthew Percy. He's accused of sexually assaulting a 19-year-old woman in her dorm room in 2014. This morning, the defense called one of her roommates to the stand. Elizabeth McMillan has more.
The woman testified she woke up to what sounded like slapping and moaning coming from the complainant's room. The Dalhousie student had an exam the next morning and was angry about having her sleep interrupted. She texted the complainant to keep it down. The roommate told the court she didn't hear anyone saying anything and didn't have any reason to think something was wrong. She testified she was in a good relationship and had assumed the sexual encounter was fine because that's all she knew. After the exam, she found her roommate crying at home and saw bruises on the woman's neck and backside. She says they talked about what happened and whether the complainant would go to police. The The roommate told the court it takes a lot for someone to come forward, and she thought the complainant was nervous about it. She also said she felt badly after talking to her. She was the last witness. In 2 previous sexual assault trials, Matthew Percy testified, but the defense did not call him this time. Lawyers will present their final submissions to the court Thursday morning. Elizabeth McMillan, CBC News, Halifax.
The second woman is testifying against a Sydney doctor today at a hearing at the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Nova Scotia. Dr. Manivasan Moodley is a gynecologist and is accused of making inappropriate comments and touching. The patient's name is protected under a publication ban. She says at her first appointment, she left feeling he was a fantastic doctor. When she saw him the 3rd time, it became extremely uncomfortable. She says he asked about her sex life, living arrangements, and whether her children could hear her scream if she was having sex. She says while performing an ultrasound, he commented that he liked how her underwear matched her lipstick. She also alleges he went to her work and asked for her once. Moodley's lawyer questioned the woman's memory and suggested she wasn't listening clearly since she thought she had cancer. He says the doctor will deny some of her accusations when he testifies. His defense starts tomorrow. And the RCMP say one person was airlifted to hospital with serious injuries and another could be facing charges after a crash in Yarmouth County, Nova Scotia. It happened shortly after 3 p.m. yesterday. Emergency crews were called to the intersection of Highway 103 and Mood Road. Police say a driver who was traveling north on Mood Road failed to stop at a stop sign at an intersection and T-boned another vehicle traveling westbound on Highway 103. The driver who was traveling on the highway had to be
Hi, Ron Bowen. How are you? Oh, pretty good. I'm driving around looking for a lot for my people. You've got one down here near Mahone Bay, looking over the bay. There's a road in front of it. Okay, that's what it is. I was going to look it up, but then I couldn't find it. Okay, I see. What's the price on that now? Holy smokes. Okay. No. Well, he wasn't thinking at all. I was thinking it was like, no, I was thinking it'd be under 2. It's got a road in front of it. Yeah. Well, I just drove by it. Yeah, okay, but it's got a road interruption, so that's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. I've been doing this for 20 years, Ron, so I'm aware of that, but you know, I thought it would be 2, you know, I'm sorry, but yeah. Right, you turned it down. There you go. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It seems that way, doesn't it, Ron? Because it just seems to just go that way. Yeah. Yeah. What kind of Yeah. What is it? Yeah, but it's small, isn't it? Yep. No, that's great. I've got somebody looking for something, but they want a couple of acres of privacy. They don't care so much about the frontage. They wouldn't mind a view, but you know, it's hard to get people to build. So anyway, anything near Mahone Bay up in Clearland or anything like that, Ron? Blockhouse, you know, kind of, you know, just near Mahone Bay doesn't need an ocean view. Okay, that's just great. There's something Michael Wilson has, but there's some road noise. They're not here. There's some road noise that I don't like. Maybe that's just about me. No, I mean, you don't come here to listen to road noise. So anyway, if you think of something, give me a shout. Thanks, Ron. Bye. I like that there's already a little barn there, and if you come and you start looking around and find something else, God bless your cotton socks, but everything's just flying off the bloody pages here. Everything's flying off the pages. So, let's see. 629, 624, 1991. Hi Sheila, how are you? Pretty good, pretty good. You've got a lot out here someplace. Where am I? Down near Indian Point. For sale. Yeah, yep. What kind of price have we got on there? $4.99. Okay, it's 12 acres. Right. Okay. I think that's out of my snack bracket. There's not much around, so yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have shared waterfront access. Mm-hmm. So those is one Oceanfront, one lot, which is 5 acres and 485 plus tax. Okay. The non-direct Oceanfront can have access to both sides of the shared waterfront. Start at most of the rest of the 2 plus tax. Okay. Yeah, okay, well that's quite reasonable. I think this is over anything my guy wants to pay. And if you want to drive out, well, these folks fell in love with Mahone Bay last summer, so, trying to get them to move off their spot, even though they're not from here, is... I know, but I might as well just be doing sign language, really. You know what I mean? I stopped doing sign language a while ago. How are things with you? Pretty good? Yeah.